Hey, what's going on? This is another episode of the Bible Way Live for on a Friday, one of my emergency days. Um, had a busy Sunday, so we just moved this episode to Friday. But you know how we do from old to new. Apply the word to you. From where we last left off, gonna be a double header today to Numbers chapter number 4. We got number four to do. Then we got Second Kings chapter number 25 to do. And as always, there will be a summary for both of them chapters to give us a better understanding of them two chapters. Um, so let's get right to it. First one up, Numbers chapter number 4. Numbers chapter number 4. The Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, Take the son, some. Hold on, let me get my glasses. Take the sum of the sons of the Kohath from among the sons of Levi, after their families by the house of their fathers, 30 years old and upward, even unto the 50 year old, all that entered under the host to do the work of the tabernacle of the congregation. Um, it shall be the service of the sons of Kohath in the tabernacle of the congregation about the most holy things. When the camp setteth forward, the Aaron shall come and the sons, and they shall take down the covering veil and cover the ark of the testimony with it. And it shall put thereon the covering of badger skins, and shall spread over it cloth wholly of blue, and shall put in the staves thereof. Upon the table showbread they shall spread a cloth of blue, and put thereon the dishes of the spoons and the bowls and covers to cover with them, and continual bread shall be thereon. They shall spread upon them a cloth of scarlet, and cover the same with coverings of badger skins, and shall put in the staves. They shall take the cloth of blue and cover the candlesticks of light and his lamps and his tongs and the snuff dishes and all the oil vessels thereof wherewith they minister unto it. They shall put in all the vessels thereof therein a covering of badger skins, and shall put it upon the bar and upon the golden altar. They shall spread the cloth of blue and cover it with a covering of badger skins, and shall put it to the staves thereof. And they shall take all the instruments of ministry wherewith they shall minister unto the sanctuary, put them in the cloth of blue, and cover them with the covering of badger skins, and shall put them on the bar. They shall take away the ashes from the altar and spread a purple cloth upon thereon. They shall put upon it all the vessels thereof and therewith, and minister upon it, and even the censers and the flesh hooks and the shovels and the basin and the vessels of the altar, and they shall spread up upon it a covering of badger skins, and put to the staves of it. And when Aaron and his sons have made an end of covering the sanctuary, all the vessels of the sanctuary, as the camp is to set forward, after that the sons of Kohath shall come to bear it. but they shall not touch any holy thing, lest they die. Uh, these things are the burden of the sons of Kohath in the tabernacle of the congregation. Remember chapter 4, verse 15. In the office of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, and the priest pertaining to the oil for the light, and for the sweet incense, and the daily meat offering, and the anointing oil, and the oversight of all the tabernacle, and of all that therein is in the sanctuary, and in the vessel thereof. And the Lord spake unto Moses unto Aaron, cut ye not off the tribes of the families of the Kohites uh, from among the Levites, but thus do unto them that they may live and not die. When they approach unto the most holy things, Aaron and his son shall go in and appoint them every one of his service into his burden. They shall not go to sea when the holy things are covered, unless they die. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, take also the sum of the sons of Gershon, the thereon also fathered by their families, fathers of their families. From 30 years old and upward until 50 years shall they thou number them, all that enter in to perform the service, to do the work of the tabernacle of the congregation. Thus, in the service of the families of Gershon, the Gershonites, the service for burdens, uh, and they shall handle them. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Number of them, and they enter unto the, and from there, let's see. Do the work in the tabernacle of the congregation. This is the service of the families of the Gershonites to serve and for burdens. And they shall bear the curtains of the tabernacle, in the tabernacle of the congregation, and its covering. Let's see. This is the service of the families of the Gershonites, and the service of for burdens, and they shall bear the curtains of the tabernacle and the tabernacle of the congregation, and its covering, and the covering of the badger skins that is above upon it. And and they shall bear and they shall bear the curtains of the tabernacle and the tabernacle of the. Okay, in the hanging of the court, in the hanging of the door, in of the door. Mm-mm. Oh, Albert. Come on, Albert. Instruments of their service and all that are made for them, so shall they serve. In the hanging of the cord, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it in the hangings of the cord, and the hangings of the door. Verse 26. And the hangings of the cord, and the hangings of the door of the gate of the cord, which is by the tabernacle and by the altar, round about, and the cords and all the instruments of their service, and all that is made for them shall they serve. At the appointment of Aaron and the sons shall all the service of the sons of the Gershonites, and all their burdens and all their service, and ye shall point unto them in the charge all their burdens. All their burdens. This is the service of the families of the sons of Gershon in the tabernacle of the congregation, and their charge shall be under the hands of Ithamar, the son of Aaron the priest. And the sons of Moriah, thou shalt number them after their families and by the house of their fathers, for 30 years and upward, even unto the 50-year-olds shall thou number them, everyone that entirely numbered. Let's see. Mm, Them, everyone that entered unto the service to do work of the tabernacle of the congregation. This is the charge of their burden according to all their service in the tabernacle of the congregation, and the boards of the tabernacle of and the bars thereof, pillars thereof, and the sockets thereof, and the pillars of the court around about, and the sockets and their pins and their cords and all their families. Mhm. And this is the charge of their burdens according to all their service in the tabernacle of the congregation, and the boards and the tabernacle, and the bars thereof, and the pillars thereof, and the sockets thereof. The pillars of the court round about round in their sockets and their pins and their cords with all their instruments with all their service, and by name you shall reckon the. Mm, let's see. I swear, so in charge of the congregation, the boards, tabernacle, and the bars thereof, and the pillars thereof, and the sockets thereof, and the pillars of the cord round about, and their sockets, and their pins, and their cords with their instruments, and with all their service. By name ye shall reckon the instruments of the charge of their burden. This is the service of the families of the sons of Moriah, went to all their service and the sons of. Mm-hmm. Okay, started verse 32. The pillars of the cord round about, and their sockets, and the pins, and their cords, all their instruments, and with all their service, and rather by name you shall know. Hmm. Oh man, we gonna get it. We gonna get it. Shoot, every time. Okay. Mm, verse 32. And the pillars of the cord round about in their sockets, and their pins, and their cords, with all their instruments, and with all their service, and by name ye shall reckon the instruments of the chain charge of their burden. This is the service of the families of the sons of Moriah, according to all their service in the tabernacle of the congregation, according under the hand of Ithamar, the son of Aaron, the priest. And Moses and Aaron and the chief of the congregation numbered the sons of the Kohathites, and after their families and after their house of their fathers, for 30 years, upward, even unto the 50-year-olds, everyone that entered unto the service of the work in the tabernacle of the congregation, those that numbered of them by the families were 2,750. These were that were numbered of the families of the Korahites, and all that might do service in the tabernacle of the congregation, which Moses and Aaron did number according to the commandment of the Lord by the hand of Moses. And those that were numbered of the sons of Gershon throughout their families and by the house of their fathers were 37 years old and upward, even the 50-year-olds. Everyone that entered unto the service of the work in the tabernacle of the congregation. Even those that were numbered of them throughout the families by the house of their fathers were 2,630. These are they that were numbered by the families of the sons of Gershon of all that might do service in the tabernacle of the congregation, whom Moses and Aaron did number according to the commandment of the Lord. Thus there were numbered of the families of the son of Merari throughout their families by the house of their fathers for 30 years and upward unto the 50-year-olds, everyone that entered unto the service for work for the work in the tabernacle of the congregation. Mm-hmm. And for those that are numbered of the families of the sons of Merari, throughout their families by the house of their fathers. 30 years old and upward, even the 50-year-olds, everyone that entered onto the service for the work of the tabernacle and of the congregation. Even those that were numbered of them after their families were 3,200. These be those that were numbered of the families of the sons of Merari, whom Moses and Aaron numbered according to the house to the word of the Lord by the hand of Moses. All those that were numbered of after families that were 3,200. These are those that were these be those that were numbered of the families of the son of Merari, whom Moses and Aaron numbered according to the word of the Lord by the hand of Moses. All those that were numbered of the Levites, whom Moses and Aaron and the chief of Israel are numbered. Mm. All those that were numbered of the Levites from Moses and Aaron and the chief of Israel are numbered in their families and all their house of their fathers. 40 from 30 years old to upward, even unto the 50-year-olds. Everyone that came to do the service of the ministry and the service of the burden of the in the tabernacle of the congregation. Even those that were numbered of them were 8,500 and fourscore. According to the commandment of the Lord, they were numbered. Even those that were numbered of them were 8,500 500 in foundries. Foundries. Mm-hmm. Okay. Even what's called according to the commandment of the Lord that were numbered by the hand of Moses. Everyone that went to his service, according to his burden, thus were they numbered of him as the Lord commanded Moses. All right, that takes that chapter. Let's go to the summary and sum up uh, this chapter. So chat GPT. One of those chapters that was a lot of count. This say was a lot of counting that had to be done. Okay. Numbers chapter 4 summary. Okay, Numbers chapter number 4 summary. Numbers chapter number 4 continues organizing the duties of the Levites, focusing specifically on how they were to transport the tabernacle safely and respectfully as the Israelites traveled. The Kohathites' duties. Verses 1 through 20, the clan of the Kohath was given the responsibility of carrying the most sacred objects of the tabernacle. Second point, these include the ark, the table, the lampstand, altars, and holy utensils. However, they were not allowed to touch or even look at these items directly. Aaron and his sons, the priests, had carefully covered each sacred. Mm, these include the ark of the table and the lampstand, altars, and holy utensils. However, they were not allowed to touch or even look at these items directly. Aaron and his sons, the priests, had to carefully cover each sacred item before the Kohathites could carry them. They showed the seriousness of God's holiness. Improper handling could lead to death. So it takes care it's 1 through 20 as far as the Kohathites. The Gershonites, second point, verses 21 through 28. The Gershonites were responsible for transporting the curtains or covering and entrance screens of the tabernacle. Their work was done under the direction of Ithamar. The Merarites, the duties, verses 29 through 30. The Merarites handled the heavier structure parts, frames, bars, pillars, bases, and pegs. Um, bases and pegs. They also served under Itamar's supervision. Census of the Levites, verses 34 to 30 49. A count was taken of the Levite men of ages 30 to 50, those eligible for tabernacle service. Each group was assigned specific duties, not overlap on ensuring order and responsibility. Uh, Total number of men assigned to the service was 8,580. Main theme of it all, God is a God of order, reverence, and holiness. Every task, even carrying parts of the tabernacle, was carefully assigned. This chapter emphasizes that serving God requires obedience, respect, and careful attention to His instructions. Alrighty, keep that in mind. There was no memory verses, so pretty much keep the summary in mind for Numbers chapter number 4. So then let's move on to the final chapter. Final chapter. Okay, Second Kings chapter number. Yep, Second Kings chapter number 25, the last chapter of Second Kings. Okay, let's get right into it. Came to pass in the ninth year of his reign, in the 10th month, in the 10th day of his month, and Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came he and all his hosts against Jerusalem, and pitched against it. And they built forts against it round about. The city was besieged unto the 11th year of the King Zedekiah. So basically, this is pretty much another version of the last chapter of the book of Jeremiah. And on the ninth day of the fourth month, the famine prevailed in the city. There was no bread or for the people in the land. And the city was broken up, and all the men of war fled by night by the way of the gate between the two walls, which is by the king's garden. Now the Chaldees were against the city round about. King went the way toward the plain. And the army of the Chaldees pursued after the king and overtook him in the plains of Jericho. And all the armies were scattered from him. So they took the king and brought him up unto the king of Babylon in Riblah. They gave judgment upon him, and they slew the sons of Zedekiah before his eyes. Put out his eyes of Zedekiah and bound him with fetters of brass and carried him to Babylon. In the 5th month of the 7th day of the month, which is the 19th year of the king Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came. The episode was Zarad, captain of the guard, a servant of the king of Babylon, unto Jerusalem. He burnt the house of the Lord and in the king's house and all the houses of Jerusalem. Every great man's house burned he with fire. All the army of the Chaldees that were with the captain of the guard break down the walls of Jerusalem round about. Now the rest of the acts and the people that were left in the city of in the fugitives that fell away to the king of Babylon went with the remnant of the multitude of Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, carried away. The captain of the guard left the poor in the land to be vine dressers and husbandmen, and the pillars of brass that were in the house of the Lord, and the bases in the brazen sea, and that were in the house of the Lord, did the Chaldees break into pieces and carried the brass of them to Babylon. And the pots and the shovels and the snuffers and the spoons and all the vessels of brass wherewith they ministered took they away. The fire pans of the in the bowls and such things as were of gold and ingold and silver and silver, and the captain of the guard took away. Two pillars, one sea, and the bases of which Solomon had made for the house of the Lord. The brass of all these vessels were without weight. The height of the one pillar was 18 cubits, and the chapter upon it was brass, and the height of the chapter was 3 cubits. And the reason work in the pomegranates upon the chapter uh, round about of the brass, and like unto these had the second pillar with wreathen work. And the captain of the guard took Sariah, the chief priest, and the Zephaniah, the second priest, and the 3 keepers of the door. And out of the city he took the officers that were set over the men of war. And 5 men of them were in the king's presence, which were found in the city, and the principal scribe of the host, which mustered the people of the land, and 60 men of the people of the land that were found in the city. And the episode of Rawdon, king of the guard, took these and brought them to the king of Babylon in Riblah. And the king of Babylon smote them and slew them at Riblah in the land of Hamath. So Judah was carried away out of their land. As for the people that remained in the land of Judah from whom Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, had left, even over them he made a Gildaliah, the son of Hiakim, the son of Shaphan, ruler. And when all the captains of the armies and they that were and their men heard of the king of Babylon that had made Gildaliah governor, there came the Gildaliah and Mizpah, even Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, and Johanan, the son of Kareah, and Sariah, the son of Nahumath, the Nephtalites, and Jezaniah, the son of son of a Makachite. They that were they and their men, and Goliath swore to them that to their men and said unto them, fear not to be the servants of the Chaldees, dwell in the land and serve the king of Babylon, and it shall be well with thee. But it came to pass in the 7th month that Ishmael the son of Nethaniah, the son of Lishahama, the seed royal, came and was small and great, and the captains of the armies rose and came to Egypt, but they were afraid of the Chaldees. And it came to pass in the 7th and 13th year of the captivity of Jehoiachin, the king of Judah, in the 12th month, and on the 7th and 20th day of the month, of Amarakta, king of Babylon, and in the year that he began to reign, then lift up the head of Jehoiachin, king of Judah, out of prison. And he spake kindly to him, and set his throne above the throne of the kings that were with him in Babylon. And changed his prison garments, and he did eat bread continually for him in all the days of his life. His allowance was a continual allowance given him of the king. Him of the king, the daily rate for every day, all the days of his life. So I guess this is pretty much a king living his best life, I guess. Okay, it takes us Second King chapter number 25. Let's get the summary on it. Okay, Second Kings chapter 25 summary. This chapter describes the fall of Jerusalem and the final collapse of the kingdom of Judah. One of the most tragic moments in the Old Testament. Key events: Babylon attacks Jerusalem, verses 1-7. King Zedekiah rebels against Babylon. Nebuchadnezzar II responds by taking siege of Jerusalem for about 2 years. The city suffers severe famine, Eventually, Babylon breaks through the walls. Zedekiah tries to escape but is captured. His sons are killed before his eyes. And then he's blinded and taken to Babylon. Second point, Jerusalem destroyed, verses 8 to 17. Babylon commander Nebuchadnezzar and arrives. He burns the temple, the place, and the houses of Jerusalem. The walls of the city are torn down. Sacred items of the temple are taken to Babylon. Most of the remaining people are carried into exile, leaving only the poorest behind. Third point, leaders executed, verses 18 to 21. Key priests and officials are captured, brought to the king of Babylon. They are executed, marking the complete downfall of Judah's leadership. Yeah, man. Okay. Dry as can be, boy. Whew. Oh, we're gonna get it through. Fourth point, Gedaliah appointed governor. Verses 26 through 22 through 26. And 26. Sorry about that. Oh, Babylon appoints Gedaliah as governor over those that left in the land. Oh. Oh man, oh man, sorry about that. Okay. Fourth point, Babylon appoints Gedaliah as governor over the house left in the governor over those left in the land. He declares peace and submission to Babylon. However, he's assassinated, causing fear among the people. And he flee to Egypt, further scattering the nation. Jehoiachin released, verses 27 through 30. Years later, King Jehoiachin, who's been imprisoned in Babylon, is released and treated kindly as a new Babylonian king. He's given a place of honor and regular provision for the rest of his life. Mm-hmm. Okay, main theme, pretty much what of this chapter. Uh, chapter shows the judgment of God fulfilled. Chapter shows the judgment of God fulfilled because of Judah's long disobedience. Jerusalem falls, and the temple is destroyed, and the people are exiled. But the ending, Jehoiakim released, offers a small sign of hope, showing that God's story with His people is not over. Not over. Despite all these moments in the chapter, not over. But that's going to do it. Sorry about the dozing off. Sorry about the coughing. Sorry about the yawning. Man, like I said, once again, if you do this type of work, make sure you get enough sleep. Make sure you have some water nearby. Make sure you have some cough drops nearby. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Yeah, you'll be just fine. But that would do it for this one. Can't add more or take away from this episode of the Bible Way Live doubleheader or for Friday, 1 mile emergency days. Y'all have a good one. Have a good weekend. I'm gone.